welcome back. Okay, I'm sorry I'm late. Mercury is in retrograde and it's really tripping today. If my camera looks a little crazy today, I'm sorry. My webcam died and we had to improvise over here, okay? But I am here because I wasn't going to fail y'all. I made it work, and, technology is doing its thing today. Didn't even get to let Instagram know I was coming. About to do that right now. But if you're tuning in, welcome to Sip with Joy. And this is a show about a girl, her wine, and her feelings. And I am that girl. I am your host, Joy M. Hutton. No fancy graphics tonight because, like I said, the Mercury is in micro braids tonight. Okay, and she is really testing me. So I'm just trying to show up for y'all, like I said I would. We are back for another episode. Happy Tax Day. Although it may not be a happy day for some people, I know it's not for me because the IRS be trying to rip me a new one. So I don't like giving them my money. But anyway, we are back, and I'm trying to let the folks over on Instagram know that I'm coming. So let me know you're here. Say hello. And see, when I need to find something on here, I can't find it. This is really, ooh, technology today. I am not playing. I am not playing. Ugh. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get it together. Just breathe, woosah, woosah, woosah. So yeah, I am glad that I'm here for another Monday, and this episode is called Out with the Old and In with the New because I feel like, I have been thinking about my growth over the years and how that has required me to let go of people, things, even habits. And although that's painful, it is absolutely necessary. So I'm going to talk about that today because it's been a thing. Life be lifing, y'all. And like I said, technology is life, and so I'm sorry I don't have any fancy graphics tonight, but listen, I'm here and I know y'all here with me and I appreciate it. So hey Robin, but yeah, so if my camera is a little fuzzy or grainy today and the light ain't acting right, it's because I had to improvise. Okay, so we'll be back next week with with regular graphics and all of that. Okay, so today I'm drinking a, no, I was about to say a Malbec, but that was last week. I'm drinking a Tempranillo, and it is from Spain, one of my favorite countries. So cheers, and I'm gonna take a sip because I need it right now. All right, y'all. Woosah, we're gonna make it through this episode today because the devil is a liar. All right. Okay, so y'all know sometimes, I like to, hey, walking into her, hey, LC, happy Monday. Y'all know sometimes I like to get deep. We have funny episodes, we have, the relationship podcast and stuff. And then sometimes I like to get a little deep, So this is one of those times, but I think it's so difficult for us to let go of the past. And so I want to talk about that. And that causes us to be stagnant. And we cannot receive what's for us if we keep holding on to what is holding us back. Like that webcam that was trying to hold me back today. The devil is a liar. I figured out another solution. And so ordered another webcam, but yeah, I think it literally just arrived at my door just now. But that's okay because I'm here. Ooh, they calling me, y'all. DoorDash is calling me. Mm, I can't come to the door, DoorDash. I'm doing my podcast. See, I knew that was going to happen. I knew when I started the podcast that this was going to happen. And yeah, see, oh my gosh, I can't. I can't. And now I can't get up. It's not like I can get up and go to the go to the door. Why is this happening to me today? The solar eclipse is gone. Um yeah. I ca- this is a disaster. Anyway, So, okay. He'll work it out. He gonna have to work it out because I can't get up right now. All right. So I remember when I was going, walking into her said we will wait. Okay, we're gonna do a brief intermission, guys. Okay, I'll be right back. Y'all still there? I'm back. Oh my God. This is technology for you. Bangs all messed up. I don't even know. I'm glad you all can even hear me because I cannot hear me. But, like I said, we're going to work it out. I appreciate you all being patient. Y'all are so good. I love y'all so much. Okay, so, all right, we're back. um, Walking into her said, I don't need anybody walking off with your items. Um, Happy Monday, Toya. Y'all so good. I love y'all so much. LC said, did I miss something? Yes, I had to go get another webcam. DoorDash was delivering it for me. And they arrived, of course, as I'm starting the podcast. So, like I said earlier, if the camera looks a little crazy today, it's because I had to improvise. I'm all out of breath. Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying. Now we can get back to it, and I don't have to be stressed about that camera arriving, them sending it back to the store because I need that because I got business to do tomorrow. Okay. All right. So I was talking about being stagnant and all that. And I remember when I was going through my divorce years ago, and when I finally did step outside, people would comment on how good I looked and said, "Oh wow, you look good. You look like you're living your best life." And I was thinking to myself, like, what am I supposed to look like? Am I supposed to come outside looking like a crackhead? Because who is seeing me rolling on the floor during the day and and crying my eyes out. Not everybody is going to see that side, but what am I supposed to look like when I come outside? I don't want to look like what I've been through. And so it was just really interesting because people expect me to I guess come out looking crazy, and I wasn't. So yeah, not doing that. And so many people actually isolated themselves from me because I was happy, and they wanted the miserable joy. And I'm sure that you all have had people like that too. They're only good when you're good, or the opposite. They only want you when you're down. And I just think that's just very sick and twisted. And but people really want to see you when you're down. And so I've experienced both sides of that. And where people they only want to be there for you when you're happy, and they can't deal with you being down. Like, you're supposed to always be on, and that's just not going to be me. Y'all seeing me went up down today. I had to take a whole pause, go get that DoorDash. But and I appreciate you all. And I don't even know why I have this earpiece in because I can't hear nothing today. Okay, this little camera on my computer, it's not doing it. But at least you all can hear me, and I'm glad. So again, if this camera keep going in and out, just work with me today, y'all. At least y'all can hear me. Okay. But, I've, hey, Riri, but I've experienced, like I said, I've experienced both sides of that. And my eyes have been open to so much over the years. And I've had to let go of friendships and habits. I know we all have some bad habits, but because I've evolved. And when you are growing and changing, the people around you and the people around you are not, it's a difficult place to be in, because you're like, they start making you think you're the crazy ones. And so, and you may still have love for those people, but they want to keep you stuck where they know you. It's like when you finally made it, or maybe you've accomplished some goals in your life, and then you have those people that like to remind others that they knew you when. Like, why you gotta remind people when I was, like if somebody finally got a house, girl, I remember when you was homeless. What now? Why do you have to say that? You just go, why can't you celebrate folks in that moment instead of bringing them back to that place that they don't want to go back to, and it's so many people, I've even had people do that to me, like, well, yeah, I remember you when you was going through that divorce, or I remember when you first started your business and you were doing, like, that's great, but why can't you reframe that and say, I'm so glad you have grown. I'm so happy for your success. I'm so happy for you getting through XYZ, instead of taking me back to a place that I don't necessarily want to go to. Hey, Tina. Elsie said, I remember once I got laid off from my job and I ran into someone from my old job, and she seemed shocked, and she kept saying, you look fabulous. I would never know aren't working. See, and it's like, again, are people, do you have to walk out the house looking crazy for people to believe that you're going through something? And I think that's so interesting when people say stuff like that. And, and I'm going to touch on that a little more later, but it's really interesting. Like, why do we have to look like what we're going through? Like, that makes you feel better when you can step out the house and put on some clothes, and you don't have to feel that way. It's like, if I'm sick, I might put on some clothes and make myself feel better, because otherwise I'm gonna be looking like death. So it's just, yes, people like you in struggle mode. Exactly, Elsie. So oh, girl, people really do. What do they say? Misery loves company. And when my sister passed, going through that type of grief really made me hyper aware of the people around me. And it's not just people that don't know how to respond to grief, but just kind of what I was saying earlier. People do not know how to respond when you're down. They just want to see you constantly on. And I know people even tell me, well, your name's Joy. You're supposed to always be happy. No, I'm not. Catch me on another day. Catch me on a bad day. I don't always want to be happy, and I'm not always happy. Like, people just have these expectations of others that are so unfair, and it's like, just because my name is Joy don't mean I can't have a bad day. But I think we often have to ask ourselves, is this person or is this thing? You may have a habit or whatever, like, I love cheese, I love wine. Is it helping me, healing me, or hurting me? Definitely don't think it's hurting me. But, if somebody ever told me I had to stop eating cheese, just go ahead, take me home to Jesus. But, you have to ask yourself those things about people. And I know it's hard to walk away from people that you've known for a long time, or even material things. Like, I remember when I got divorced, I was like, I'm taking this, taking that. But then I realized I am harboring the energy that those things came with. And so I slowly just began purging those things. I'm like, I don't want that energy in my house. And so, even material things that we hold on to, we got clothes in the closet from 1989. Like, why are these clothes? Why are you still holding on to this stuff? And so I purge clothes every season, because I had too many clothes, but I purge every season because I don't need all these things, and so, but we become attached to people, to things. And so even with people, like, you may have known them a long time, and you're in your mind, you're like, oh, but I've known this person for 30 years and I don't want to not be friends with this person, but that friendship may not be serving you anymore. So I definitely think that, you outgrow people, you outgrow things too. And yeah, Robin said also, you outgrow people as you evolve and people not be serving you anymore, nor you serving them. Absolutely. Robin said, when you look good, you feel good. LC, them MC Hammer pants coming back in style. I know it's crazy how stuff is coming back around, and you're like, dang, I should have held on to that. Should have held on to the platform shoes. The platform mules, y'all remember those? The flare pants. Yeah, but listen, some things should not come back around. Flare jeans are one of them. But yeah, so we just have to let things go. We have to let the past be the past. And so, and when I tell you, like, the weight that is lifted off of me when I have released things and people that do not serve me anymore, it's a beautiful thing. And we have to get out of our old ways in order to embrace the newness in our life. And I don't know about you all, but I've been hearing a lot of people and seeing a lot of people online talk about rebirth. And I remember when I got a divorce, like I was like rebirth, like that birthday that I had after my divorce, it was like a rebirth for me because it really was. I was coming into this new person. And so, but I've seen a lot of people talking about rebirth online, and it's literally shedding and purging and transforming and embracing, the transitions that you're going through. And I don't think it's a bad thing, and some people see like change has such a negative connotation, and I don't think it should have to be. It's like change does not necessarily have to be a bad thing. And I think that, it has such a negative feeling or negative connotation to it. So, but change, I think change can be good. And what has helped me through these transitions is working with a therapist. And you all know I'm a huge advocate of mental health. But we cannot do this thing called life by ourselves. Life can be so cruel, and it weighs on your physical, emotional, spiritual, did I miss one? Mental health, all of those things. And let's see, Elsie said, I just blocked a friend of 35 years because I realized we really had not been friends for about 20 years. And he is a manipulator, and I got tired of it. No regrets. Wow. Listen, I I hear you on that, because I have definitely had to let some long-term friendships go because it happens. You get to a point where you realize you have been accepting stuff for so long. And like I said, when my sister passed, I was like hyper aware of things that had been happening in friendships. And I'm like, why didn't I see this before? Or if I did see these things, I just ignored them. I kept giving this person or people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, these relationships are not serving me anymore. I'm in a different place in my life. My eyes are wide open, and I'm not dealing with this stuff anymore. So, and you get to that point. Again, it's about growth. And sometimes it may not even be a bitter ending. You just realize that this person is not helping elevate you. And yeah, it's like, I still love you, would show up if anything ever happened, but the end of the road has come. And when I went through my divorce, not only was I shedding that relationship, but I was stressed. I was stressed the hell out. That was a very tumultuous divorce, and my skin broke out like I was a 13-year-old teenager, and I have never in my life had acne. And I didn't want to leave the house. My skin was so bad. But the toxicity of that process was literally manifesting itself in my skin. And it was devastating, but it was something very painful that I had to go through. But it was it was and is a part of who I am today. So it's like, we go through these things and we're like, oh, why did I have to go through that? But then look at where you are on the other side of it. You're like, oh my God, I overcame that, and look who I am. Joy 2.0. So yeah, I'm grateful for the lessons that life has given me. And I think the biggest thing in going through any transformation or change is, how is this going to make me the best version of myself? I'm constantly trying to evolve as a person. I'm not nearly where I want to be. So I'm constantly thinking about and reflecting on, how can I be better? And we have to take baby steps, and because I did not get to where I am overnight. So I was talking about, people commenting on appearance, and Elsie made a comment earlier as well. And so what the sip is, Megan Thee Stallion A lot of people have commented on her weight loss and, saying she got a nose job. And if she did, that's her business. You have to be happy with yourself. But it's like when you go through a traumatic event and you come out on the other side of it, you're going to be a different person. Whether it's an appearance, whether it's an attitude, you're going to be a different person. And people were getting on Eva Marcel as well, like saying she had lost weight. This woman was stressed the hell out. She was going through a divorce. We don't know what that man is taking her through behind the scenes. We don't know what's happening. They have children together. Divorce is stressful. You are literally uprooting a life that you had for years with someone, and hell, maybe it ain't even a year for some people, but you're literally uprooting your life. That person was a part of your routine, and it's stressful to have to start over again. So yeah, you might lose weight. Some people might even go the opposite direction and overeat. But it's just interesting how people comment on people's appearance and stuff, and you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. When I saw her weight loss, I immediately knew what was going on. I was like, she's stressed. I didn't eat. I told y'all my skin was breaking out. Listen, it was a whole thing. And so we talked about this. Talked about this in the first episode of this season, just about social media and how people just really, they have opinions about everything, and we don't know, and we cannot make assumptions about what people are going through. So, like I said, I'm grateful for these experiences. Eva said it herself that she was going through a divorce and that's why she lost the weight. Exactly, she did. And so it's just like, golly, people getting on this woman. And then that even adds additional stress when people are commenting on your appearance. It's like, golly, give me a break here. I'm going through my own journey. And then you have people on the outside commenting on it. And then, same thing with Megan Thee Stallion too. Like people, oh, she, got a nose job, and if she did, that's her business. But this woman has gone through a transformation. She was going through severe depression when she was going through that trial. And I'm sure she still has her moments. Like that is a traumatic event to go through. And then again, when you're living stuff out loud, when you're living these things out publicly, it's even more detrimental. So, listen, life be lifing, okay, y'all, and we got to give each other some grace. See that camera? See what it's doing? I don't know what's happening, but it's okay. So, anyway, because this camera situation stressed me out tonight, y'all. Elsie said we should have learned from Chadwick Boseman when he lost weight. No one knew he was dying. Exactly, and he was very private about that, which that's his right. That's his right to be private. But it's like so many people, as soon as people lose weight, I heard somebody say, when you are about to go on a weight loss journey, like Black folks, y'all need to tell somebody that y'all about to lose weight, because people are not kind. Because if you just start losing weight all of a sudden, people gonna say, he's sick, she's sick, and I was like, that is so true. We don't give people no grace. It's automatically that person is ill. So we just have to do better. We really have to do better. And so Riri said, it seems people have lost sensitivity these days. Life is better with empathy, although I'm learning everyone doesn't have it. Listen, it's so true. And I remember my therapist saying that empathy is definitely something a lot of people don't have. And it's not really, you can try and learn it, but it's really not something that's necessarily taught. I think it's more of a nurturing thing versus nature, or nature versus nurture. Nature versus nurture. It's in your nature, and it can be nurtured, but at the end of the day, you still are who you are. And so I think that I've learned this too, like especially going through grief, when I saw how certain people have responded. I had to not take it personally, because my dad always tells me, everybody's not gonna be like you, Joy. You can't expect everyone to respond how you would to certain situations, and we cannot take it personally. You have to say to yourself, it's them, not me. And especially if you know that you did your part, you kind of have to compartmentalize those things. But yeah, I really believe that, yeah, I agree. Everybody does not have empathy for sure. Hey, Adele. But yeah, it's a journey, and I think, for me, I'm always constantly evaluating, like I said earlier, like how can I be the best version of myself, and that's purging things, and making changes. And so I know y'all out here, glowing up too. And my 20th college reunion is this year, y'all. And I was looking at people on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm like, dang, some people really, they be going through hard times. And I'm like, thank you, Lord, for your grace. I still have elasticity in my skin. And, I'm grateful. But it's just crazy that I have been out of college 20 years. It doesn't even make sense. And I guess, well, y'all know how old I am. I don't really hide it. I tell y'all about my age. But it's just so interesting when you think about who you were when you were in your 20s versus who you are now. Woo. Listen, I've definitely evolved, and I'm grateful. And it's only going to get better. Aging like fine wine. Um, so next week we're going to be talking about burnout with a special guest, okay? Because we talked about stress, folks stressing us out, taking us through it. We're also not resting. I think I told you guys how last season was really hard for me because I really was pushing myself, and I wanted to continue to show up every Monday, because when I'm committed to something, I'm all in. But I really was struggling with burnout, and we really have to take time for ourselves and rest. And sometimes God will sit you down when you are not listening, and you will get sick or something will happen. We have to be kind to ourselves. We have to be kind to our minds and our bodies. And that's why I take breaks in between each season, because I got to reset, because this is a solo podcast. I'm doing this by myself, and I'm running two businesses and involved in a million other things. But I have to take time to reset, rejuvenate, and relax. So until next time, out with the old and in with the new. And I'll see you guys next week with my new webcam, because the other one died. So I'll see you guys later. Love you.